You have co-host access, Rolly.
One minute left.
Wrong device.
We are live on YouTube.
I'm muting all.
Yes, please do so.
Welcome to the 117th meeting of professional speakers, where eloquence meets impact. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You all are under the code of conduct of a Toastmaster Club. Hence, you are advised to observe all the guidelines of Toastmasters International for attending a Toastmaster Club. Before I take the meeting further, as some of you might be knowing that our first act is visit section, wherein the members present in the meeting would introduce about their short goals. But before that, it is my duty to welcome the guests who are attending the meeting. I would be taking the names and I would request members to kindly clap for them. Guests, please note that we would not be taking your introduction in the beginning, but we shall be taking your introduction as well as feedback at the end of the meeting. So please join me in welcoming guest Toastmaster Divya, who is also playing a role here in our meeting. Guest Toastmaster Krishna Pokharel from Nepal, who is also playing the role of a grammarian today. Guest Haritika Ahuja, guest Shraddha Lath, guest, and we have one more guest. It's Unique Katnoria. You all are welcome to the 107th meeting of professional speakers. Now, I shall be taking the route of the members of this club to make the guests understand what are their short-term goals and at what level they are. I shall be sharing my screen. Just a minute.
Hello everyone, this is Anshupriya Prasad. As you can see that my short-term goal is to deliver an impromptu speech on 27 December, but I'm ahead of my time and I'm going to deliver it on 22nd November. So I'm hoping that I do the justice. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Anshupriya.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mukesh Thakur, and my short-term goals as a professional speaker in terms of speaking are twofold. At one point, I am chasing my grammatical errors to reduce, and for that, I am writing around 1,000 words every day. And on the other part, I am working on my enunciation as well as the pronunciations, and for that, I read every day at least 11 pages. For this, in this week, I have read around 7,000 words and read around 77 pages. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mukesh. Hello everyone, I am Raj Mehta and my short-term goal is to improve my speech. When I say speech, it means enunciation, voice, accent, whatever it is concerning speech. And for this, I have been reading novels and magazines loud. And my second short-term goal is to give modules or speeches in clubs other than of my own club. Last week on Sunday, I gave a module of on mentoring, and I could not upload my video on social media, and I'm working on it. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rodi Sinha. My short-term goals are four. The first one is to reduce catchwords.
Rolly, you are not audible.
Am I audible now, sir?
Voice is still a bit low.
Okay. All right. So
You may
I hope
you may
this is
continue.
better.
Yeah.
I hope this is
Yeah,
better.
this
Short-term
is
goals.
now it's clear.
I have four short-term goals.
Well, your voice, there is no voice.
Is it better now, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So the third goal is to use at least 4 new or uncommon words or phrases in an 18-minute speech, and at least one uncommon or word or phrase in a 7-minute speech. And the last one is to have 0 defect for time limits. My progress so far is reported on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you. Binder Singh Reti.
My short-term goal is to deliver a keynote on January 9, 2021 in a district in the United States of America. I am seeking keynote and professional speaking opportunities, and I'm using the Prepare to Speak Professionally project evaluation form as a mission. So far, my progress is at 40%. I have finalized the speech structure. I am practicing, and thus far, I have practiced 3 practice speeches, and I intend to do at least 7 more before my final speech. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Sandeep. I have 2 smart goals for this year. One is to have the better command on English language by reading novel, writing blogs, and take online grammar test. My progress on this is I have completed my 3rd speech for pathways level 1. Second, based on the feedback on the last speeches, I worked on the articles which scored average on 66%. I'm improving on that, and my next target would to improve to 80%. Second, I'm working on the impromptu speaking. There is no progress in the last week. I will take it forward next week. Over to you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Sandeep. Do we have Shivapriya? I understand she will be joining soon.
Yeah, she'll be joining.
Okay. Friends, you must have heard the word arrival fallacy. Have you? Do you understand the meaning of the word arrival fallacy? It is something about someone who reaches at the pinnacle and becomes happy, but at the same time, he feels that something is still left. He starts feeling that he has to move further. And such a person is in our club. He had reached to the pinnacle when he participated and won second runner-up in the international speech contest at Chicago in 2018. Not only that, he has many firsts to his name, like he started Speakers Bureau in District 41. And he is a person who can make a meeting successful even if there is only one person in that meeting, he himself. He is a person who can give a demo meeting by himself and prove that he can open a club just by a demo meeting of one person. And I do not know whether you believe it or not, this person is very fond of Rajma Chawal. When I said Rajma Chawal, see, just see his gestures, what is coming out of him. And I'm sure that today he will make you sit unrestfully because he would be talking on a topic that is arrival fallacy that will make you unrestful. Over to our Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder saying DTM.
When people ask me about my favorite city in India, my answer is an unequivocal Chandigarh. For many years, it was my dream to live in that city. I loved its layout, its routine, most of all, its surroundings. After my higher secondary examinations, I got a chance, or rather, I got a choice. Pursue a BA in English from Delhi University or a BSc in mathematics from Punjab University, Chandigarh. No prizes for guessing what I chose. Of course, it was Punjab University, Chandigarh. When I finally settled in Chandigarh, in the words of Mukesh Thakur, however, when I finally settled in Chandigarh, I found that there were many things I had to adapt to, many things I had to learn. For example, I would have to learn to adopt Punjabi as a first language. And although I am reasonably fluent at Punjabi, I felt quite out of place. As a result, I would get bullied a lot, especially during my first couple of years. It did not help that I was from New Delhi and that too Greater Kailash, that is South Delhi. I was considered elitist, urban, and egotist, which was funny considering the company of egomaniacs that I found myself in. In frustration, one day I wrote a letter to my father saying I wanted to come back and do my BA in English. In reply, my father reminded me that I always wanted to live in Chandigarh. Mr. Presiding Officer, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, what I went through is arrival fallacy. The notion that once we reach a goal or a destination, we will sustain happiness. I was so pumped up, so super excited, so looking forward to going to Chandigarh that I lost sight of the bigger picture. And it all came down to the day when I started questioning my choice. Arrival fallacy is real. It is also a choice. It is a warning that perception and reality can be very different. Let us not choose to become victims of arrival fallacy. I encourage you to live in the moment throughout this meeting. Keep your videos on and your audio off unless requested otherwise. As I welcome to meeting number 9 into 13, that is 117 of professional speakers. Speaking of a meeting, every meeting has a structure, and the same is true of a meeting at professional speakers. In Mukesh Thakur's patented expression, however, let me tell you how a meeting at professional speakers is different from a typical Toastmasters meeting. Typically, a Toastmasters club meeting consists of three sections. At professional speakers, we have six sections. You already went through one of them. The celebrated short term goal self assessment. It is a highly acclaimed feature of our meeting. I have heard people say that they want it in their club as well. The second feature is the professional speech, where we prep our members for accredited speakers, TED Talks, and other keynote platforms. Our next two sections reaffirm our commitment to Toastmasters, the table topics and the prepared speeches section. Then we have another unique feature of professional speakers, the Power Talk, where we invite speakers from outside to deliver topics around communication. Today, we won't have a Power Talk as our Power Talk speaker unfortunately had a medical uh, reason not to come. We will instead have an extended table topic. Last but by no means the least, we have the bedrock of a Toastmasters meeting, the evaluation section, where everyone gets a chance to improve. Our evaluations are a tad different. Our speech evaluations are roundtable in nature, wherein the speaker seeks feedback from multiple sources. So, when I ask you to take a minute to write feedback, please do so, as the speaker might choose you for a quick 30 to 45-second evaluation of an aspect of their speech. With that, let me, the evaluation section is enabled by the evaluation team, which is headed by the general evaluator. Our evaluation section today is spearheaded by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Anshupriya Prasad. Anshupriya is supported by her team of supplementary evaluators, which starts with the timer Sandeep Kumar. Our next role player is the AHA counter, and our AHA counter today is from the Pangrams Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Divya Malik. And our grammarian today is a last minute addition, Toastmaster Krishna Pokharan. May I ask Krishna to please share the word of the day with us today?
A very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I will be your grammarian today, and let me introduce the word of the day. Word of the day is stifle, S-T-I-F-L-E. It's a verb, and the meaning is restrain a reaction or stop oneself from acting on. And I encourage all of you to use the word of the day as much as possible whenever you get the opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Krishna, and not just for filling in as a last minute grammarian. Let me not stifle you anymore with my presence, and instead commence our first section of the meeting, the professional speech. One of the key antidotes to arrival fallacy is resilience. The ability to conform to a changing environment. With resilience, you learn to control your expectations and thereby alleviate arrival fallacy. Our professional speaker today is an epitome of resilience. She has not let a 102 fever, that seems to be the new 98.4 for her, stifle her preparation for her professional speech. A technical writer by profession and a Toastmaster by passion. To me, she is an assurance and an insurance that nothing can go wrong on her watch. Very aptly, she has chosen to speak about resilience today. Please put your hands together as I welcome Toastmaster Roli Sinha. Toastmaster Roli, may I request you to please turn on your video? Do a quick audio video check.
I won't be able to switch on the video today. I'll
Your
be,
audio is fine.
yeah, thank you.
Toastmaster Roli Sinha, building resilience. Toastmaster Roli Sinha.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the meeting. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, dear guests. I'm sure that a number of you would have faced challenging situations in life because that's what life is, isn't it? It's full of hardships, disappointments, pain. And yet we look forward to every single day of our life with hope and optimism. This difference between what we receive and what we hope to achieve is, in my opinion, the definition of resilience. I'd like to know from all of you, what do you think is resilience? Would you like to share your opinion in the chat window? Okay. I see bouncing back. I see accepting what we have. I see bouncing back from failures from Toastmaster Shraddha. Go on and on. An indifference to adversity and a defensive mechanism, not giving up. Thank you very much, everyone. I believe that each one of you, in your own unique way, has identified the definition of resilience quite accurately. Let's see what I had on my definition. Yes, indeed, this is how the psychological definition is given, that it is bouncing back from difficult circumstances. And it is also performing effectively under pressure, wondering what it is that we need to do now to succeed, and then doing it. An interesting thing that you might have noticed is that resilience emerges from stress. It's not that I'm advocating for us to go in and invite stress in our life, but you will find stress at the basis of any situation where you think that you will need to be resilient to overcome whatever challenges you're facing. For example, the illness of a loved one. It can be a pressurizing, challenging situation for your loved one who's facing that. But as the caregiver, it is equally difficult for you. And it is important, we know it in our hearts, it is important to make sure that we keep a smile on our face, be encouraging for the one who is ill, make sure that the person has the willpower to get up, has the willingness to eat, has the desire to take the medicine, walk around a bit, and generally start feeling better soon. It takes a toll on us. We don't want to usually admit it because we want to do the best for the ones we love. But the fact is that it takes a toll on us. It takes a toll on us physically, it takes a toll on us mentally, emotionally, so even spiritually. And that is why resilience also has to come back in those four different forms. Wherever required, we have to be physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually resilient so that we can overcome that situation and come back on top of it. So before I go further, I'm going to ask each one of us to do an exercise. And timer, it is up to you to participate. But if you're not planning to participate in this exercise, just time the entire thing for 3 minutes. So if you could just do it, thank you. Do a 1, 2, and 3 instead of a 2, 2.5, 3. So this is just to identify how we feel when we are resilient. Okay. I'll request you to do this for your own self. The first thing that I want is for you to define a problem that you're facing at work. Now, the reason I've chosen work is because it is difficult for us to feel overtly emotional about something that's happening at work. If if it's a problem that we pick up from our personal lives, it might be a lot more emotional for us, right? So I'll give you just 15 seconds to just define one problem that you're facing at work. Now, the second step is to define the feeling. When you think of that problem, how do you feel right now? Just focus very carefully. If you can write it down, it would be very good. You don't have to be too detailed, just a couple of words will do. Now we take a pause, okay? And now I want you to breathe. Just take 5 breaths calmly, long, deep breaths in and 5 exhalations. Whatever is comfortable. If it's too uncomfortable to take it too deep or too many, that's perfectly all right. Just do whatever is comfortable for you. Now you can open your eyes and think of one response that, in your opinion, is more efficient and effective to solve that problem at work. For example, if your problem was that you have a overloaded project and you're finding it difficult to find the time, maybe the solution that you could come up with is that you seek help from somebody. Now, if you've been able to find that response, work with me and make sure that you write the first word that comes to your mind. This is ideally the feeling that you have when you think of solutions. This is how the feeling of resilience feels like while you are going through a particular situation. That feeling of positivity, that feeling of optimism, that feeling that, yeah, I can do this. Thank you so much, Timer. I let you stick with this exercise. You can try it out whenever you want and practice the feeling of resilience. This is not actually practicing resilience. These are not the hacks. But this will just help you understand what it feels. And it will help you understand if you are on the right track. If you're feeling resilient, chances are that you will feel these few traits. And if you enhance these, you'll feel a little more in charge of handling whatever difficulties or problems you're facing. The first is composure. Now, it might be a little difficult for us to think, I'm facing a problem and you expect me to feel composed. But I look around this room, I see a number of people who are extremely capable and, in my opinion, resilient. I know that composure comes quite easily to us, especially in Toastmasters, because over a period of time, we learn the art of taking the stage, overcoming our biggest fear of public speaking, and handling things with composure. The next one that I have chosen is optimism. I know that it's not easy for us to think that things are going to go right, but we know that every night will be succeeded by a dawn. Every single time we've had a challenge, some solution has come by, and every problem has come around as an opportunity to teach us a new skill that probably we didn't know or we weren't focused on. It gives us a sense of purpose. It gives us a sense of drive, something more than what just the specifics of the task may be. Yes, sure, that problem or that's not problem, the project might demand you to write 100 pages a single day. But what drives you to making sure that those 100 pages are written in the best way? That's the sense of drive that comes when we refuse to cow down and bow down against the problems. A large part of our composure, optimism, and every positive emotion that we have with respect to a problem is the acceptance of a problem. I have found this a lot when I'm trying to deny the problem, when I'm trying to think, oh, I did not get this kind of an issue. I am not going to face a traffic jam. This traffic jam is going to be over in a minute. If I don't accept it, there is no way I'm going to look around for a workaround to solve it. Only after I've accepted it that yes, this traffic jam is here in my life to stay for a bit. And if I want to get to my destination on time, I have to look for a new route. That will happen only once I've accepted it. If I am denying the problem that's right there in front of me, there is no way I'm going to even look for a solution. The next trait that I'd like all of us to work on is patience. This patience has to be with the problem that we are facing. This patience has to be with the people around us. But most of all, this patience has to be with our own self. If we are not patient with ourselves, there is no way that we'll feel happy about going forward. We'll be constantly berating ourselves and thinking that, oh my God, this is not what I should have been doing. My problems are increasing manyfold. I am never going to overcome this. I'm going to go down the path of despair. Today is not that day, and I probably never will be. We really need to be patient with ourselves. We need to be kind towards ourselves and towards others. And next comes this feeling of gratitude, which we have a tendency to ignore most of the time. And I'll be very honest, I do that too. I think that I should be thanking whatever I am receiving in my life, but I don't. And because of that, I lose focus. I lose the touch with the positive reality of my life. I don't realize that, oh my God, there are so many things that I have. I think about, oh, my manager is not talking to me nicely. What if he chucks me out tomorrow? And I'm feeling bad about it, right? But I'm not grateful for the fact that I have worked so hard and I have earned this job. So many people would have walked in with me on the day of the interview for this job, but only I am sitting here on this seat. So why should I not be grateful for what I have? Why take it for granted instead? Next, let's forgive ourselves. Let's forgive those around us. Let's forgive every little challenge that has tried to hurt us. If we don't forgive, we don't have a chance of moving on. It's not going to happen. With the feeling of compassion, we will be able to live to see another day with a smile. Otherwise, we are just going to be like, yeah, it was good, but it could be better. We'll never be compassionate with ourselves that we are dealing with so many things right now. So many of us are struggling with COVID. We're sitting at with ourselves. We give ourselves a break and say, it's okay. You know, we're dealing with a lot. And if we just have that um, extra scoop of ice cream, it's okay. It's fine. And finally, there is the connection that we have with everyone around us, whoever matters really a lot. That is so important. If we are not able to reach out and seek help, so this, to my mind, is extremely important. There are some hacks that I have for you to help yourself be more resilient. For before, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself with something new. Challenge yourself with something that you've not tried before. Increase the risk threshold. This is important because you're okay with feeling, you're okay with rejection, you're okay with the negative aspect of what we think of a problem. We're not demanding ourselves to be perfect, masters, and experts every single time, because everything new will demand ourselves to learn something. And that will be a first time. It will be new. So we'll be okay. What should we do when we are facing a crisis? I've tried to keep things very simple. There are various ways in which people try to handle crisis, and to each his own, really. But most importantly, manage your energy. You should know when you are in a high energy state and tackle the most difficult task at that time instead of feeling exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically, and then trying to deal with the toughest of tasks. Focus on being positive, focus on here and now, not just the long term. Yes, there is usually a silver lining, there is a rainbow, but we've got to suffer the rain for it. And know what it is that you can or cannot control. If if we get confused between these two, we don't have a hope really. At the end of a crisis, it is important for us to know how we did it, right? So we do a self evaluation. We go to the people we trust and ask them how it happened. And finally, give yourself a break. You've been through a crisis. It's important to just lie down and cherish the fact that you made it to the top. Now rest. I believe that each one of you is extremely resilient, made to fly. So go ahead and bloom out of the box. Thank you, and back to Mr. Tiamodi.
Thank you, Rolly. May I now request everyone to please take a minute and write feedback for our professional speaker, Rolly Sinha. Timer, please signal after 1 minute is up with the red card. Thank you, timer. A common response that indicates arrival fallacy is the expression, "This is not what I expected." It is also a quite common response to a table topic. But to live in the moment is the key, as our table topics master takes you on a fun ride, which is the table topic session. Our table topics master for today reminds me of the words energy, enthusiasm, and excitement, qualities that help you overcome arrival fallacy. You will never have a dull moment with our table topics master, who is a human capital professional and possesses an enviable superpower, the ability to take a joke and criticism. A consummate traveler, an avid reader, and an animal enthusiast. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya Gauri.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. A very good evening to everyone who is here at Professional Speakers. The objective of conducting a table topic session is to improvise your listening skills and your impromptu speaking skills. And with that objective, we would be moving forward. I see that there are some guests, and I do not know whether you're familiar with Toastmasters program of table topics. You would be given a topic and you're required to instantly start speaking on the same. I would request you to speak for minimum 1 minute and maximum 2.5 minutes on the topic. The entire content can be designed by you. The entire construct of the speech would be designed by you. And we are expected you to come across with some content as soon as you listen to the speech. Now, I haven't received any nominations. If you can just raise your hand, your virtual hand, it would be easy for me to pick someone up. Otherwise, I'll call you. Anybody who's interested in a table topic? All right, so we have one person, Unique Kataria. Unique, request you to kindly unmute yourself. Great. Unique, yep. If you can also turn your video on so that we can spotlight you.
I would like to, but I think my bandwidth is low.
All right, Unique. So the topic for you is perseverance is not a long race. It's many short races, one after the other. Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other. Toastmaster Unique.
Thank you, table topic master. Well, as soon as I hear the word perseverance, one famous quote comes to my mind: "Victory belongs to the most persevering." So, in that sense, if you are looking for something, a goal which would fulfill you, so like the theme today, the fulfillment of actual goal never is the achievement of the actual goal is never the source of fulfillment. It's the growth that the goal takes you through, the way you grow as a human while pursuing the goal. That is the source of your fulfillment. So in that way, if you are achieving a mighty goal, you will always suffer failures in the way. So for example, this could be you want to maybe develop a new skill, whether that be in your office or in Toastmasters. So you will continuously get evaluations from the evaluators you receive and your mentors. So those, if you take those evaluation positively rather than being discouraged by that, you can always make those small victories of achieving the feedback from the evaluation. So if you have received three recommendations, maybe you can take it one step at a time and conquer each one at a time, and then those small victories will definitely lead to what you will think as success. Yeah, that's all from my side. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Unique. Now we have Toastmaster Haritika, who's a guest to professional speakers, but not a guest to Toastmaster. Haritika, if you can just unmute yourself.
I am. Am I audible?
Thank you so much. Perfect. Yes, you are audible. Haritika, the topic for you is Haritika Ahuja. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. Toastmaster Haritika.
In my opinion, it is correctly said that a winner is a loser who tried one more time, because it is the last time when when you win before after losing. So you should never stop trying, even though the destiny is very far away from you. You should always keep on trying, because achieving something is not a cakewalk. You should always keep on trying, keep on going. I would like to take my own example. I am pursuing CA. I have to keep on trying. I have to give exams. I can't give all the exams in a single go. So it is the winner is the one who tries for the last time. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master Shivpriya.
Thank you so much, Hartika. Very well done. May I now request Toastmaster Divya to kindly unmute herself? She has done. Great.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Divya, the best way out is always through. The best way out is always through. Toastmaster Divya.
Yeah, thank you for giving me this wonderful topic. The best way is all about how you make it. This is what I think so. It is not easy. You will get a path straightforward and you can just walk on it. You have to make a path for yourself. How you can do it? It is up to you. You can take external help. You can take help who has already been through that path, or you may seek guidance from the books or from the internet also nowadays, how others are going through that path and how they can go through it. For example, if you want to be a CA, you cannot learn by yourself. You need some training under some professional CA. Or what you can do, you can go through some books and you become CA after cracking the exam, surely, not without it. So the best way, I think you can only define for yourself by analyzing what you want, how you can proceed, what kind of resources currently you have, what kind of resources you can get from others in the form of help or any other resources if required. So I think the way, the best way, you, it is in your hand. So just create it and go through it. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much. That was really a great take, Toastmaster Divya. Now, the fourth speaker for today is Toastmaster Shraddha. If you can just unmute yourself, I believe you're a Toastmaster.
Ma'am,
Amazing.
I'm a guest over here.
All right, you're a guest.
Yeah.
So, in that case, I'm still going to be very unkind to you and try to give you a topic which is challenging and speak as much as you want. Do not worry about how it would be perceived. Try to give out or blurt out whatever thoughts you have for this topic.
Yeah.
All right, Shraddha, character is defined by what you do on fourth and fifth tries. A character is defined by what you do on fourth and fifth tries.
A very good evening to all the members present here. I Shraddha Lat, and my point of view over this topic is that whatever the way we behave to others, the reactions we give to others is completely defines our character. Um, I'm really sorry.
No problem. Just talk about what do you think about character or anything which you are able to relate to the words.
Yeah. A person might achieve great heights in his or her career, and he or she may earn a lot of money, maybe a crorepati or arabpati, but the single thing through which he or she may be remembered in this world, uh, among his relatives, among his or her friends, is his or her character. It completely defines character, sorry, ma'am, sorry.
Take your time, take your time. You just want to maybe summarize with maybe a sentence. You are already at yellow card.
Mm,
Just one sentence to summarize your topic.
Ma'am, in short, character is all we should always focus on a character, because it is something, um, how we can win hearts.
All right. Thank you
you.
so much, thank you so much, soon to be Toastmaster Shraddha.
Yeah.
Great. So do we have any other nominations? Otherwise, I have one nomination from a role player and I might want to go ahead. Mr. Timer, do I have time to take one more topic? Great. Thank you. So Toastmaster or Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, if you could just unmute yourself. Great. Thank you so much. Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, you only lose what you cling to. You only lose what you cling to, Raj Mehta.
Your voice is breaking.
Am I audible now?
Your voice is not clear.
Is it audible? Am I audible?
Maybe signal at my end is weak.
To me, it is audible. The topic is you only lose what you cling to.
Hello. Can you please repeat?
I'm putting it on the chat section.
Don't put it there. Just
Okay.
repeat.
All right. Raj Mehta, you only lose what you cling to. You only lose what you cling to, Raj Mehta.
Thank you, table topic master Shraddha Gauri, DTA. Yes, it is right. We can only lose what we claim to. Because if something doesn't belong to us, how can we lose something? It is like saying that a laptop is mine and I can claim it, but only if it is mine. I would like to tell a incident from my life when I was in college. I had a crush on a girl, and it was going very fine. I felt that she also liked me. But somehow, after some time, I started feeling that she had some inclination towards one of the other boys. And I saw her talking with him. I felt that I was going to lose her as a friend, as a lover. But to my surprise, one day she came to me and said that please do not worry because I'm not going anywhere and I shall remain your friend forever. So it is good to claim what you think it's yours because this is the only way that you can claim something which belongs to you. Otherwise, if something doesn't belong to you, how can you claim? So all in all, I want to say that it is okay to claim something which is yours. And if it is not yours, just let it go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. We have completed 5 speakers, but guess what? This is just round 1. We'll have round 2 of table topics today after the prepared speech section. In case if you feel that you have lost an opportunity to speak on a table topic, do ping me your name so that I can keep a note of it. Also, if you feel that you could have done better in table topics, guess what? Every table topic is a potential prepared speech topic. Write on it. Let your thoughts flow, and all the very best so that you could become even a better impromptu speaker. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Shivpriya. We now go to our next section, the prepared speeches. Our first prepared speaker looked forward to an increment in 2018. When it came, it was nothing special. In a way, it was his arrival fallacy. To us, however, he is a symbol of hope and inspiration. He overcame stammering issues to reach the division finals of the humorous speech contest and then delivered a keynote on stammering that I regard as one of the best that I've ever seen. To us, he is special. Today, he delivers his speech for Project 1 of Level 3 of the Visionary Communications Path, which is to develop a communication plan. And the objectives of his speech are to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech on his experiences in developing a communication plan. Let us welcome and spotlight the very special, the twice distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. Techmaster, please spotlight Raj Mehta. May I request that Raj Mehta be spotlighted? Okay. Raj, very quick audio video check.
Yeah, am I audible?
You are audible and you are visible. Raj Mehta, special, special, Raj Mehta.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It were early morning office hours in October on 28th in 2018. The Chief Executive Officer of my organization, Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, called me in his cabin. I went there. He asked me to sit and said, Raj, you know, we are going to have our next AGM. I'm not happy with the AGMs in the past because we had very little attendance. I want you to be in charge of the forthcoming AGM and make sure that we get the maximum or the largest number of audience till now. I came back to my seat, sat there. I had a task with me. And the task was to organize the next annual general meeting, which was 27th in number. And it was to be organized in the month of December. I had some time and I decided along with my CEO that it should be on 17th of December. Once date was decided, my target was to have the maximum or the largest number of audience or attendees in the meeting. But how would I do it? I have had the target. So first and foremost, what I thought that I should first talk with the past in charts of earlier AGMs. I talked with them and I came to know what were the reasons of not having good attendance in the past annual general meetings. Then I formed a team. With the help of the team and on the basis of the past experiences, I formed a plan. The plan was to get uh, more than ever participation. So we set it earlier. Till then, the maximum participation was 440, but we set a target of 550. It was a big target, I knew, but at the same time, I had found the crux on how to do it. Or when I formed a communication plan, I had taken few initiatives which were not taken earlier. For example, I gave a name to the AGM, which was not given earlier. So I gave the theme to the AGM, and which was grow with fit, that is FITT every year. Secondly, I also gave a topic to the chairman's speech, which was also new. And the topic of the chairman's speech was recall. After setting a target of 550 audience, I used all the modes of communication, that is online and offline. When I say online, I mean website, LinkedIn, email, WhatsApp, and offline letters, newsletters, personal messengers. I also set the tone of my communication. I use inspiring, persuasion, friendly, formal, whatever way of communication was possible on the basis of the relationship of the addressee with our organization. I also set the timing of communication. When I say timing, my point was that it, I would talk to the person uh, at the time which is appropriate to him or her. Maybe in the early morning hours, or maybe in the late evening hours, maybe sometime late night, and maybe on weekends and late evenings, or during lunchtime, whenever it was possible. I was taking I was not taking any chances of missing the communication. CEO, because I want to generate the trust in the people who are going to come. After setting all this, I also ensured that the communication was crisp. Earlier, we used to only one letter in which we would send the notification and also send the agenda. But this time, I made sure that first the intimation of the meeting was sent. Secondly, the notification of the meeting was sent. Third, the draft agenda of the meeting was sent, and I sought their inputs. After receiving the inputs, I finalized the draft of the meeting, and I again sent it to them. Also, I also ensured that if they wanted to say something in the meeting, they should come ready with that. I also sent a separate invitation for any dinner. Earlier, this was not done so. After setting all these things and also doing the communication in the way I had and my team had decided, we also followed up till the last week. 1 week before the actual day of the meeting, we followed up with them. We offered them services like transportation. We offered them services of like reimbursement, whatever was possible, whatever was I was authorized to. After doing all this, I was sure that we would get the number. Then I also thought that I should also tap the people or the organizations which are not in active business with us. So I talked to the companies who had already left our incubator. I talked to the companies who had taken technology from us as under life licenses, but they were not actively involved nowadays with us. We had talked to the corporate members and could bring them in the meeting. After tapping all these left out people, I was ready that I would be able to make my meeting this special. You believe it or not, my dear Toastmasters, on the 25th AGM, which was for me annual special meeting ASM, we got 650 participations. I repeated the same communication style next year in 2019, and we got 690 participation. And this year also, my CEO called me and said, Raj, you are going to be in charge this year too. Make sure that you surpass your own last targets. My dear friends, my next AGM is on 17th December 2020. You all are invited to attend it, and especially the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. May I now request everyone to wish Raj all the best for his next AGM and write feedback for him. Timer, please indicate after 1 minute. Thank you. Our next speaker had a moment of arrival fallacy in the United States, and I was there to witness it. He ordered 2 chapatis and boiled potatoes for $9, which is about 700 rupees in India. When I saw it, I realized that that is something that my mom makes as a snack. And I went, oh God, this is never what I would expect. Nevertheless, our second speaker ensures that his audience is never a victim of arrival fallacy, as he seeks to improve with every speech, every role, and every performance. Small wonder then that he was a finalist in the humorous speech contest last year. Today, he delivers his Project 2 elective speech from Level 3 of Visionary Communication, which is to understand vocal variety. As a part of this project, the speaker is required to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech to practice using vocal variety to enhance a speech. Please join me as I welcome the author, the chartered accountant, and my very good friend, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur. Mukesh, a very quick audio video check.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you. Mukesh Thakur. Oh God. Oh God. Mukesh Thakur.
Oh God! I am again in front of some of the audience, and people are expecting me to say something. What will I do? Wait, are you listening to me? Are you even there? Hello? Hello? Good evening, Toastmaster of the day and subject of God. Can any one of you confirm if God is there? With show of hands, how many of you believe that there is God? Okay. Okay, how many of you have seen the movie Omkara? Many of you. For those who have not seen it, Omkara is an adaptation of Shakespeare's play Othello. The story is there is a family, there are characters, and in the end, everyone kills everyone. Around 13.8 billion years ago, our Earth formed with a Big Bang. Over 2.7 million years ago, there was a birth of first human or one of the species of humans. What do you think? Is there a supernatural power who is guiding everything? Is there a God around who is responsible to create this world and supervising each act done by the human? If so, then why he is not interacting with us? Even in Big Boss, we don't see the controller, but at least we hear his voice. We know he exists. He is God for that precinct for the limited purposes. Today, we have created millions of our gods on our own. Each of us believes in one faith or another. In the end, we all believe that there is a God who is watching us from the sky and trying to control everything that is happening on the earth. He is the one who is controlling the natural phenomena happening on the earth. He is punishing the evil people, the bad deeds. He is rewarding good people and good deeds, and he is bringing justice to each one of us. However, we are still not in the right direction. After the birth of the earth, we are now on the verge to destroy the entire world with our actions. We have as many nuclear weapons as if there is a World War III, the entire world will be destroyed. We have created our own threats. No country has control over other countries. We have sufficient criminals with us who can give up their lives to take lives of other millions of people. We have destroyed our natural resources for consuming our so-called necessities. We have exhausted the forest. We have reached the position where we have made a dent in the ecosystem by which the earth is running naturally. Our icebergs are melting. There is a dent in the ozone layer. There is a continuous occurrence of natural calamities because there is a misbalance in the nature that have been caused purely by us. We have divided ourselves into the sections that we call countries, then states, and then further sub-jurisdictions. Now, we kill each other for the sake of trespassing from each other's areas. These are not happening because there is a genuine problem. It is happening because someone in one nation need votes to win and control the country. Hence, the problems are created, they are provoked and used for the benefit of one person. Among these, we have lost millions of humans fighting for the sake of nationalism. We have then divided ourselves into various religions, which was created to bring humans in a structured behavior and save them from bad deeds. We created heavens and hells to scare people from committing crimes. Even if there is no God, if we just believe that there is God who is punishing bad deeds and rewards good deeds, and people who do good deeds go to heaven after the death, and the people who with the bad deeds go to hell, everything is working fine. However, every year we lose thousands of people, proving that their religion is better than the other religions. There is revenge, there is the misuse of emotions of the population at the large, and we have truly defeated the very purpose of bringing religion in the first place. Yes, there should be God. There should be a religion. That religion is humanity. There is a need for one rule that should prevail all the rest of the religions, that human life has the supreme priority. No rule or religion would be working if it is against life of any single human being. There should be God or the supreme authority, that none of the nations would have the power to go beyond a certain limit. As humanity, we are responsible to preserve the earth and preserve every single human life. So, God, if you are there, please say something. Or as a human being, we should implement a structured religion or government or God who can represent humanity. Else, in the end, we all be singing only one song. Dum dum daram daraya re, sabse bare laraya re, Omkara. And we'll end ourselves. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Oh God, what a speech. Thank you, Mukesh. Let us now take 1 minute timer. Please indicate once 1 minute is over. Thank you, timer. What do you do when you encounter a rival fallacy? Well, the first thing you do is to not let it get to your head. Second, understand that there are people who trust you and whom you can trust. Our Power Talk speaker for today had a medical emergency and could not deliver a Power Talk. I was disappointed, more so concerned. So I spoke with her, inquired her wellness, and then I fell back on someone I could trust. Distinguished Toastmaster Shipriya Gauri, who assured me that she got this. Having the people you can trust and love is worth having more any other goal that you will achieve. Having Shipriya on my side is a reassurance that the session is in safe hands. Please put your hands together once again for distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya Gauri.
Thank you very much, Mr. TMOD. Since you had put a lot of trust on me, you have entrusted me with this responsibility of round two. I will start my first table topic with you. Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. That's life, starting over one breath at a time. That's life, starting over one breath at a time. Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh.
I came across a very interesting quote the other day, that today is the first day for the rest of your life. Make it count. That's life, starting over one breath at a time. How true the statement is. I say so because we encounter failure in its various forms and sizes and surprises, like the table topic master offering me a table topic. Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, life has thrown quite a few challenges my way. In 2017, I left a very good job to start over on my own. It has been a struggle. It has been a not a very easy time. But I go back to why I started this in the first place. I started this because I was not happy with the way things were. And today, when people ask me to go back and work, take up work, get a regular salary, I again tell myself that look, there is a reason why I started out on my own, because I don't want to go back to that environment that made me a person that I did not want to be. So, in effect, that is life. You start again with every single breath. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Mr. TMOD. Now we move on to Madam Grammarian. If you could just unmute yourself, that would be great. Can we have the grammarian? Yes, lovely. Toastmaster Krishna, you're the sky, everything else is just the weather. You're the sky, everything else is just the weather, Toastmaster Krishna.
Yes, you are the sky and everything else is just the weather. Because whatever you do, whatever happens in the day, it all depends on how you do, how you act, how you react with the people. No matter what others say or act with you, like how others behave with you, it doesn't matter. It's how you shape it. So I think you are the sky, I am the sky, and rest is the weather. So we should not be swayed by the weather. We should not be changed with the weather. The sky remains the same. So we should be resilient and we should not be affected by our external surroundings. So you are the sky and rest is the weather. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. May I request the timer for the day, Toastmaster Sandeep, to kindly unmute himself? Thank you.
Haritika, can you take up timer while Sandeep is speaking?
I already timed myself.
Okay.
Don't worry, Rupinder.
Oh, Mr. Timer is perhaps the most efficient man in the room. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Sandeep, perception is real, even when it's not the reality. Perception is real, even when it is not the reality. Toastmaster Sandeep.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Shivpriya. It all depends how we see, how we hear. Because perception is something which depends on what we perceive. through communication, through the eyes, or maybe through by the words of the people. For example, we have seen that there are some qualities which we need to be success. Hard work, dedications, but there is one thing, perception, which the people has made. Good luck. Now there are two types of people. One who take over the challenges, like not giving up, and second one who believes yes, luck matters. For some it's a perception, and for some it becomes a reality. It's our attitude who actually made a difference between a reality and perception. I was a very average student in my school. Everyone heard that only student who score most, who take participations and all that will lead to best students. That was a perception, but reality is the character, the initiative, the student which is always come forward with all the flying colors. And that was me. My own life examples changed from perception to reality. In overall, I would conclude that it is actually our attitude, our sense, which actually makes a difference. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandeep. Now, may I request Toastmaster Khushbu to kindly unmute herself?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Toastmaster Khushbu, is it possible for you to turn on the video so that we could spotlight you?
Yeah.
Great. Toastmaster Khushbu, the best way to capture moments is to pay attention. The best way to capture moments is to pay attention, Toastmaster Khushbu.
The best way to capture moments is to pay attention. It's probably the most honest statement of my life because I have often missed opportunities and when I have not paid attention. And every time I have paid attention, I have in fact bagged huge opportunities which has been immensely profitable to me. There is no doubt about this statement that the best moments are captured when we pay attention. For example, I have lost a big job when I didn't pay attention and I had the opportunity to get it. For example, I got a very big client for my venture when I paid attention. So yes, to conclude, best moments are captured when we pay attention. Thank you, Toastmaster Shraddha.
Thank you very much. I got the indication from the timer that we do not have enough time to take one more speaker. Thank you very much for allowing me to be the host for table topic section, not just once, but twice today. And let's all aspire to be great speakers. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Shraddha. And so here we are at the last section of our meeting. I only hope that you are not suffering from any arrival fallacy, as every role player did their best to provide you with an engaging, effective, enriching experience. But who am I to tell you that? That honor goes to our general evaluator, who is a media person and an enthusiastic Toastmaster to many. But to me, she is a cherubic personality who delights the audience simply with her presence and by being herself. Being yourself, I believe, is one of the best ways to overcome arrival fallacy. Or is it? Let us turn to our general evaluator, Anshupriya Prasad, for answers.
Thank you, DTM Rupinder, for not stifling and giving me the virtual lecture. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the most important section of the meeting. Now, we all will help the speakers and the role players to improve through our effective and honest feedback. In order to utilize this opportunity to the maximum, please don't stifle and let out your views. Be concise and to the point when giving your evaluation. However, you can stifle and pass if your recommendations, and please welcome her with a huge round of applause. Over to you, Rolly.
Rolly will not be present in the meeting. She has asked me to take feedback instead. So I would start with Toastmaster Unique. What did you think of Rolly's speech? 30
Am
to
I
40
audible?
seconds. Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So first of all, the thing that impressed me most was that most of her examples are very relatable. So the examples she took for stress or any kind of project that you can't do, they were very relatable, and I could see that how her project could help me in my life. And also, I think the problem statement was discussed first, and then the solutions, and the structure was overall very good. I think where the speech could have been better is that if she had more energy, but I think she was sick, feeling not feeling well. So that's why. And also, if the video would have been on, because this was kind of topic which could have been interactive if her video was on. But I think again that was due to her unwellness. So overall, I think it was a very good speech. If she would have been held, it would have been better.
Thank you. Thank you, Unique.
That's all. Thank you.
Let's ask the timer. Let's ask the timer before he has his video off.
Thank you, Rupinder. My network is low, so I would turn my video off. I would like to comment on 3 points. One is the appropriate number of slides with the appropriate number of points, which I think Rupinder told us many times, that appropriate slides and points. That was very good. Second, the points which the speaker has presented on the traits, that was remarkable. Third, the articulation of the words, like there will be a rainbow, but you have to suffer the rain. I really like the most. And recommendation part is concerned, if I look over the overall time, the half of the time is spent on traits to overcome resilience. So that was my recommendation, that if the speaker could follow the examples for the respective points, that would be better to understand. Over to you, Pinder. Hello. Hello.
You're audible.
Hello.
Thank you.
Okay,
I will. Hello.
Yeah, Rupinder?
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you are.
Shripriya, meanwhile, you can give your evaluation.
Very simple. What I really liked about the speech is the
Would
structure, the
like
content, and all the points which had been given by Toastmaster Rodi. What I would want her to develop is that somewhere I felt that in the second half, the pace of her voice went down. And there was, I do understand there was slight lack of energy because of her health currently. But if she had picked up the pace of her voice, probably it would have been more engaging considering the video was off. And number two, what I would think could help is that if she can just put a picture of herself in each and every slide, so that even if they don't know who Roli is, at least through presentation, they would know this is how she looks or this is how she is. So it's more like talking to a presentation with a photograph on. So it has worked before. Probably it could work when she intends to keep her video off. Back to you.
May I request Raj?
Some of the points have been covered, but I would like to commend her for coming here and giving such a long presentation in spite of not feeling well. And the exercise which she had taken up in the presentation, that was good, and we had some lessons to learn. And I felt that it was quite exhaustive and nothing was left out. The one point which I wanted her to work upon is that the size of the context in some size of the words in some of the slides was too low to understand or read it out. Thank you. Over to Rupinder Singh, DTA.
I think it's already red card. So I would like our first prepared speaker, DTM Raj Mehta, to take the stage.
Thank you, General Evaluator Anshupriya Prasad. I would request Mukesh Thakur to please give his opinion about my speech.
Thank you very much, Raj sir. I think everything is good. I don't have any specific recommendations. There was a story, there was motivations at the end. The message was also clearly evident towards the end. To bring this speech a bit forward, maybe you can try to structure it more smartly. For example, there is already a story, so in the beginning, you put some question or create a problem statement where audience is confused. Then come to your story, that is your supporting material, and at the end you come back to the same problem and throw the solution with your analysis. That will enhance your structure and the development or the impression on audience's mind.
Thank you, Mukesh. May I request Toastmaster Divya? Toastmaster Divya.
Yeah, sorry for delay. So overall, I like your speech, the way you presented your res- research speech about your journey. So only one feedback from my side: vocal variety was missing somewhere, where you got the contract or the from your CEO, you got the appreciation. So that energy was not there, that excitement was missing. So maybe you just you can just challenge yourself to improve upon vocal variety. Overall, it was a good speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Divya. May I request timer Sandeep Kumar?
Yeah, hi Raj sir. I really love your speech, and it was a quite inspiration where you got the challenges and faced very confidently. I have two recommendations for you. One is that there are some pronunciation errors, like in November and December. This is how we pronounce in English rather than this thing. Second is whenever we project the increased number. So rather we can, the next time we increased up to this much number. So this would make the better impact on the audience, because overall they want to listen the increment rather than showing the next numbers. Or otherwise, the speech was very good. Over to you.
Thank you, Sandeep. May I request mm, Rupinder Singh?
That sir, the speech was quite inspirational. I felt that the way it was delivered, it was told like a story, and that is how it should be delivered. Where I want you to improve is perhaps characterization. There was your CEO present, perhaps giving him a different sort of a personality through vocal variety. You looked at the other side, that made sense, but adding vocal variety would have been better.
Thank you, Rupinder Singh. Okay, we still have green card. May I request uh, unique? No, Cat
Yeah.
Media.
Yes, sir. So I really liked your speech. The core message from your speech I received was to follow the process and pay attention to minute details in order to get success. But rather than saying it directly, you integrated with the story, which is always more influential for the audience. Also, your body language was relaxed, and I could grab the message rather because I could concentrate on speech better with that. One avenue of improvement for you could be a bit of animation in the voice, like Toastmaster Rupinder also mentioned. Bit of animation in the voice with the ups and lows of the speech could have taken it to another level. But overall, I really enjoyed your story. Thank you very much for asking.
Thank you, Unique. So overall, I need to work. I need to start with a question, and I need to work with on energy and vocal variety, and I shall be, and also on the characterization of the story. I shall be working on it. Thank you very much for your feedback. Over to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Anshupriya Prasad.
Thank you, DTM Raj Mehta. Now I would like to request DTM Mukesh to take over the stage.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. May I start with you only?
Okay, I'll give in my GE report.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. DTM Raj Mehta.
Mukesh, I knew that you are going to speak about religion because you were talking about God. But when I heard your speech, I felt that it was not on God. It was the mankind who had created the God, or the God who was not there in the world. Because whatever is happening, it is happening due to the mankind. It is the perception of the mankind that there is a God. You touched on the topic nicely. I really liked your explanation about the natural destroy of Earth in over a period of time. You spoke with open mouth. I liked it because thereby you were able to speak words easily. But I felt that when you speak with speed, your words get you cluttered. So you need to work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think all of the videos are getting off at my evaluation. Can I hear from Haritka? Are you there? Yes.
It was a wonderful speech. You started by asking a question: do you believe in God? I really liked it. I really liked the speech, and the vocal variety was awesome. Great. So great, good speech.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Can I hear from Khushbu? Khushbu, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, but
Yeah.
I hardly attended the meeting.
Okay.
But the table topic was interesting. Shivpriya always gives interesting table topics. So there's always a takeaway from her. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, Divya, can I hear from you?
Yeah, so from my side, the positive points are you had a good sense of humor, so you added it in your speech. Second, the speech was structured. You had a vocal variety, the way you were using your voice on some statements. So these are really good points. You look like you were very confident about the topic. So only one thing that was I think should have been there, a stage moment. So maybe you should have like given the speech by in a standing position. That could have a like major impact on the speech. Overall it was a good speech.
Thank you very much. Can I hear from Rupinder Singh DTM?
He has bandwidth issues.
Hi, Mukesh.
Yeah,
Mukesh, speech met expectations. So there was no arrival fallacy in your speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I hear from Shraddha? Shraddha? Yeah.
The speech was overall very good. The vocal variety was really nice. This is my first experience with the Toastmasters, and I've really learned a lot from the speeches all the seniors gave over here. And we started with a question that was the interesting part, and secondly, the humor was also very nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Timer with yellow card. Can I have your opinion?
Yeah, hi Mukesh. It was very interesting speech. The beginning was mind provoking. The way you asked the questions and the way you showed about the relatable things about between the science and the God. So that was really good. And as far as your short term goals are concerned, there is a lot of improvement in your pronunciation, enunciation, vocal variety. My recommendations have already been covered, and all the best for the future speeches.
Thank you very much for everyone. Rupinder Singh, can you launch the poll? I forgot to click. So I have around 30 seconds. Meanwhile, I got the feedback for if I am speaking with pace, I have to work on clarity, then stage movement. So thank you very much. I think that was all summary for all my recommendations. Rupinder Singh, we were not able to launch the poll. Okay, in any case, the time is out. Thank you very much. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Mukesh. And thank you everyone for overcoming stifling and giving apt feedback for our speakers. Now let's keep stifling at bay and hear from our supplementary role players about how we scored in terms of time, accounts, and in grammar. I would like to invite our grammarian, Krishna Pokhriyal, to present her grammarian's report. Over to you, Krishna.
Hello, everyone. The word of the day was used by two people, TMOE, Rupinder, and then general evaluator. And I could hear at least 5 times the general evaluator using the word of the day. Kudos to you. And the English uses, I could not find any flaws. Let me point out some of the good uses of English, like uses of trio and alliteration. So from TMOE, alliterations and trios like engaging, effective, and enriching, energy, enthusiasm, and excitement, elitist and egomaniac, efficient and effective were very impressive. And the professional speaker also used a trio like tackle, tough, task. So these alliterations were quite interesting. And few phrases and sentences that I found it very interesting and worth mentioning are live in the moment, bloom out of the box, and session is in safe hands. This is my report on the grammar uses. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite our R counter of the day, Divya, to the virtual stage.
Yeah, so thank you. So first of all, I would like to thank the Toastmaster Club for giving me this an opportunity to come here and be a part of this professional group. So being a R counter, I'm going to present my detailed report about filler words and the sounds which was not required in the speech. So I'm starting with the speaker one, Roli Sinha. So she used two R, and speaker 2 Raj Mehta, he used 6 time so he can challenge himself for how to reduce it, and he used so once. Being a TMOD who's spoken for a longer time, and I really want to appreciate him. Like whenever I play this R counter role, I feel like I am a teacher, and teacher love to give stars. So I just wanted to give 3 star to Rupinder, because he did not use any filler words or any filler sound. So kudos to for that. Grammarian Krishna, she did not use any filler words. So kudos to you as well, and giving you a stars as well. Toastmaster Shraddha Gauri, she also spoken for a longer time twice, and she only used once. So 2 stars for you as well. Table topic speaker number 1, unique. He used only 2 times so in impromptu we used to use generally we need to think, so we use or other filler words. So kudos to you as well, being a impromptu speaker, you only used 2 times. And the second speaker, she used 7 times, Hartika, if I am not wrong, if I am not pronouncing the name wrong. So you should also challenge yourself for Divya. Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, TMOD. He he counted hours for me, and I used 5 times as a table topic speaker. Shraddha, she used 9 times and 2 times. She should also challenge herself for Raj Mehta as a table topic speaker. He did not use any so kudos to you and a star from my side. Rupender as a table topic speaker used once and speaker 3, Mukesh Thakur, kudos to you as well, because I did not notice any or filler words in your speech also. Table, okay, so I'm left with timer use twice, and he used end, which was not required, once. And table topic speaker Khushbu, she used twice. And general evaluator Anshu Priya, she did not use any filler words and sounds, so kudos to you as well. And the last star goes to you. So that's all from my report. So over to you, tabletop TMOD.
Okay, thank you, Divya. Now I would like our timer, Sandeep Kumar, to present his report.
I request Tech Master to please give me sharing rights to present my report.
Are you able to?
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Today it was a great day at Timers End because most of the speakers and role players are on time. I would like to highlight specifically the speakers and the role players who actually exceeds beyond the buffer time of 30 seconds. First one, Rupinder Singh, while the introduction of Toastmaster of the day. So he exceeded with 1 minute. Then professional speaker Olisina, the time allotted was 80 minutes and she consumed 1 minute 28 seconds more. The first session of table topic, the time allotted was 10 minutes and the session was concluded in 13 minutes and 10 seconds. Then introduction of first speaker, 1 minute and 36 seconds, then again with a similar time. Then last is the evaluation of Mukesh Thakur's the evaluation is 5 minutes. It took 5 minutes 29 seconds, and the report presented by Divya 3 minutes 30 seconds. I would like to give a solution for this with the time limits. One is while having the there was a time consumed between the technical check and audio video, and there was a transition. So I would advise all the role players and speakers to have a technical or the audio video check before the meeting during the session. And secondly, I think the poll was requested at the last minute by the speaker Mukesh. So if it was so there, then it was highlighted at the time the yellow card was raised. Overall, it was a great meeting today, and my time I have consumed 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sandeep. And let's have a huge round of applause for our supplementary role players for their reports. I will now present my opinion on the entire meeting. First of all, I would like to acknowledge that our meeting has started exactly at 4 p.m. Let's appreciate ourselves for starting the meeting on time. Guests were introduced properly, keeping in mind the time limit. And meeting was started in a highly professional and motivational way by our presiding officer, DTM Raj Mehta, with full enthusiasm. He set the tone of the meeting right in the beginning. DTM Rupinder, our Toastmaster of the day, took the high energy forward and presented an intriguing story and the message, live in the moment. I especially like the way he explained the structure and his personal introduction to the speakers. Our professional speaker, Roli Sinha's speech was quite insightful when she talked about resilience, optimism, gratefulness, forgiveness. Her tips were quite useful for anyone who wants to accomplish their goals and to be happy in the process. I have one suggestion for her. Roli, if you could have given some real life examples, it would have made your speech more relatable. And roundtable evaluation for Roli was quite positive and encouraging. It will definitely help the speaker to improve. Our first prepared speaker, DTM Raj Mehta, enlightened us with his storytelling skills. Only one recommendation for you, DTM Raj Mehta. Ending could have been better. In my opinion, a strong message was required in the end to sum up the story. Our second prepared speaker, DTM Mukesh Thakur, kept our interest alive throughout his speech. I especially liked his expression in the beginning and, of course, in the end. One recommendation for you, Mukesh. I felt that you were not comfortable when you sang the song. A little more practice will help you to overcome this. As a grammarian, Krishna did an excellent job. She diligently observed many nuances of English. She also introduced a unique word of the day, stifle. Our counter Divya produced an efficient and detailed report. She did manage to point out shortcomings which impede the flow of the speech. I really liked her starry report and personalized suggestions. She gave the speakers some suggestions how they can improve. 5 stars to you, Divya, from all of us. As a timer, Sandeep did a fantastic job. He even managed to manage his own time. And I appreciate his multitasking. He also gave many other useful suggestions, which was quite appreciative. As a table topics master, DTM Shivpriya came up with an innovative table topics, which kept everyone engrossed. She also encouraged everyone to participate. I admire her preparedness and alertness. Only one recommendation, I would have appreciated it more if you could have told everyone about the time allotted for the impromptu speech so that guests could have had an idea about the timing. Our first TT speaker, Unique, managed to give some tips in the short span of time, which was really commendable. A recommendation for you, if you could have it, added one personal story, your speech would have been more interesting. Second TT speaker, Haritika, delivered an excellent impromptu speech. She gave her personal example to make her point. Third TT speaker, Divya, was spot on with her speech. She gave excellent examples to prove her points. Our fourth TT speaker, Shraddha, you tried your best, your spirit not to give up, and you gloriously bounced back to win our hearts. And our 5 TT speaker, DTM Raj Mehta, built up and captivating speech. I don't know he cooked it up or it was his real experience about his girlfriend. I'm glad that he is becoming bold with his thoughts and expressions. Our TT speaker 6, DTM Rupinder, was always as good as he is always a very good impromptu speaker. I don't have any suggestions for him. And our TT speaker 7, Krishna, I really like the way you were smiling throughout, and nice try in an impromptu speech. Our TT speaker, 8th TT speaker, Sandeep, great attempt. One recommendation that you were looking at the screen too hard, I think. So it was, I was feeling that you were reading something, which in fact, you were not reading anything. You were just impromptu. So maybe you could have been more relaxed while you were giving your speech. And our last TT speaker, Khushbu, you were short and sweet. And I really like the way you attempted the table topics. I think going ahead with one speech less was a good idea. With this, we are able to finish our meeting in time and involve more audience in the meeting. One more thing, our base segment went well. One recommendation, if we could do the audio check before the meeting starts, it would have been better. This concludes our evaluation section. Overall, it was a splendid meeting. Only a few recommendations. I hope we will do better. We will do better next time. With this, I hand it over to our president, DTM Rupinder. Over to you, Rupinder.
Actually, the presiding officer takes over.
Okay, so over to you, DTM Raj Mehta.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster and Shraddha, for giving this detailed report about the meeting overall. Before I take anything, I would like to thank the Toastmaster Krishna Pakarel for taking up the role of grammarian on the spot, and also the Toastmaster Devya for taking up the role of our counter. Despite of the fact that they are not the members of this club, but they have contributed to the meeting. I also would like to thank the table topic speakers who came forward and took the challenge and spoke in the table topic session. Overall, it was a nice meeting. And now I would like to take the feedback from the guests about what they think about their meeting. First, they have to introduce themselves briefly and then give their feedback about our meeting. So I would like to invite Haritika Ahuja. Your feedback about the meeting, please.
Hi, this is Toastmaster Haritika Ahuja. I'm going to take a lot much from this meeting, like spirit from you, how you did well to invite people to the meeting, and resilience from Roni Sinha, sorry. And so many more things from the table topic, Master Shivpriya Gori. It was a wonderful meeting, wonderful experience. Thanks. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Haritika. May I request Shraddha Lath to give her feedback about the meeting.
It was a wonderful experience, sir. This is my first experience with the Toastmasters, and I hope that I learn a lot. In fact, I learned a lot in this meeting, and hope for much more in future meetings.
Thank you, Shraddha. May I request grammarian Krishna Pokharel to give her opinion about the meeting and how we can improve.
Yeah, I did enjoy the meeting. atypical. It breaks the monotony of regular Toastmaster meeting. I especially like the power talk and the feedback, direct feedback for the featured speeches. That's awesome. And I usually run away from the table topics, but here it seems you can't run away. So this is a good thing, because sometimes you can always run away from the table topics and never develop it, because in the pathways you don't have to complete the number of table topics, or you don't have to, like, you can do away and reach a very high level. But I found that in your club you encourage to speak up. One suggestion I'd like to give is speakers to stand up and speak, so that it becomes more professional and more like it looks like you're more serious about giving the speech, like featured speeches. So overall, I
Thank you,
enjoyed
Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna. And I'm sure that both the speakers would be applying your advice in future, including me. May I request Toastmaster Unique Katnoria to give his feedback about the meeting? We are running out of time. Please be quick.
Sure. So, my name is Unique and I am from Turning Point Toastmasters. So, in one of the district level groups, I read the theme of your meeting and I was very interested. I was not sure I would be able to attend the full meeting, so I was reluctant, but the theme of meeting convinced me to join. And as far as your meeting is concerned, I think it's a very different format from what I'm used to. But as a guest, if I say, I can take a lot of things, because I evaluated two people and have a table topic. So as a guest, there's a lot of output for me in that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all the guests for giving their feedback. With this, we officially close the 117th meeting of professional speakers. Now we shall continue. Members of this club will continue with their networking session. Guests, if they want to remain here, please be there. Otherwise, in case you want to leave, you have some other tasks to do, you may. I think Rupinder Singh wants to say something.
Yeah, before you leave, I have a piece of information. Our power talk speaker next week, a day after Diwali, is distinguished Toastmaster Naveen Parwal. He's been instrumental in the growth of Toastmasters in and around Rajasthan. In fact, his name was at one time synonymous with growth with Toastmasters and Rajasthan. So, and he's going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is ethos, logos, pathos. Well, it is really interesting for me as a trainer. So, if you want to learn about it, do join us same time next week. I look forward to having you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupinder Singh. Now we should continue with our networking session. And members, it's now open to all of you. Please give your feedback and how would you like to help other members?
Can we stop the live recording?